Okay, I'm just checking this out, you guys. I'm not sure who's on here yet, but I'm going to log myself out so that I can hopefully see where you guys are at, because I'm using a phone app and I don't know how this works. So give me 1 segundo. Let's see here. Yes, I see myself. Eureka. Hi, Stacy. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me or not. I'm not sure how this works. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Carlos Crafty Girl. Everybody's here. Hi. This thing lags a little bit, I see. Hello. Hi, can you guys hear me? Am I doing this right? I have no idea. Can you guys hear me? Wow, I got a lot of people on right now. That's so cool. So let's see, let's do a quick roll call here. Hi, Carla. Hi, Mama's Cats. Hi, Tina. Hi, Stacy. Yay! Success. So, let's put this little sign away, which was done by the lovely Shaniqua. And let's get started, I guess. So, as you guys know, this is my very first time doing this. And it's a little crazy. I'm hearing myself an echo here. It's a little crazy for me, but I'm going to go ahead and give this a whirl. I got me some chai thai in my little penguin cup. I hope you guys can see. I don't want to spill it over. And I have my little scoreboard, little ruler that we're going to be using, some glue, my glue gun, some stamps. We have some cardstock. I stamped out some images if this gives you any hint about what we're doing. And we have some paper pad. For those of you that know my little do-it-yourself stamping tool that I made out of a picture frame. And we're going to be using this paper collection here. So let's get this show on the road. Let me just scroll this up so I can see what you guys are typing. So let's start from the very beginning. This is something that is totally new for me, but Miss Shaniqua has inspired me. So I wanted to give this a whirl. Put this big stuff over here. Put this here. So what I would like to do today is a flip book. Some of you guys have seen my flip books. You know, some of you have even received some of my flip books. But for the most part, I wanted to just come on here and kind of do a whole live through, you know, of how I make them and how simple they can be. And just my style, you know, my way of doing it. So what I'm going to be using, cardstock, 8.5 by 11. This is Recollections brand. And then take these cramp things out of the way. Then later on, we're going to be building a dress form. We're going to be making like a pleated skirt out of paper. And I'm going to show you how to use this stamp, or you can also do it freehand, but how to more or less, you know, go about doing something like that. Yes, it's really nice paper. I've pretty much gone through the whole paper pad already. It is my favorite. I've used it on everything. So, the first thing that we want to do, let's put this to the side for now. I'm a nervous wreck, you guys. I was like so anxious, like for the past 3 hours, just looking at the time. Oh my God, so crazy. So what we want to do is grab your cardstock. This is how I go about it. And the first thing I want to do is I want to fold it in half. I don't necessarily go by scoring it, but you can if you want to. I'm just more a touchy-feely type of person for most things. So this is more or less what I like to do, and I just like to fold them like this to start off. And the same with the next one. We don't need this third one here. And the same with the next one. It's more or less, it's going to be a fun party in the house. I hope so. I hope I do this right. No problem, Carla. Thanks for showing up, though. I appreciate it. And so for the most part, what I like to do is just fold the paper. And I love using this paper for like these kinds of crafts, because since it's not so thick, it's not really that big of a deal when you just start layering paper over it and you actually start making it thicker. So this is what I like to do, and so you will have 2 of them like this, right? So then I come on and I grab my little scoring tool. I don't use that so much. And what I like to do is that on each side, I like to go in at about 1/2 inch and just score all the way down. So I'm going to score 1/2 inch on this side, and I'm going to grab the paper, flip it over, and do a 1/2 inch on this side. And then we have our 2 little folds here. But besides that, I also want to create pockets. I like having pockets on, you know, 4 little pockets, 1 on each side. So for this one, I'm going to grab it now, and I'm going to go at, I'm going to say 2 inches. That's usually about a good enough space. And I'm going to score it that way. And then, how is it that I do this? Oh. Then I flip it over on the other side because my scoreboard is small. And then I just like to finish that line on the other side. So what we end up having is a score line that goes from the top to the bottom, all the way down on one side, from top to the bottom, all the way down on the other, and then the 2 inch marker, which we're going to flip this way. And I'll show you one first, and then I'll do the other one. So what I like to do is I like to flip it this way first, and then grab my little scissor if I can find it, and snip off this end. Are you guys seeing me okay? Let me know if you guys get any lag, or if I start looking like an alien from outer space, if my hands end up with like 8 fingers. I can't see my camera at all, so I have no idea how focused I am. So I like to nip it here. So we have 2 little nips there, as you guys can see, okay? Then with my scoring tool now, I like to grab the edges and just kind of score them. And hopefully, as I get better at making these live streams, then hopefully I can be a little bit more interactive. For right now, LOL, too late. It's gonna be a fun party. Too late. You look like an alien. What? Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I gotta go get that night cream. For real? I look like an alien? I'm gonna have to get up and check. I can't see. No, I don't. You're pulling my chain, girl. You're pulling my chain. I don't even like wearing jewelry. So, this is what we're gonna do. So, we flipped it. You have the little notch here on each end. We're gonna flip it this way, flip it that way, and then this is the base for one of the sides of your flip book. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Again, scoring at 1/2 inch. So we're going to go score at 1/2 inch all the way down. Flip this one over. 1/2 inch all the way down. Okay. Then we're going to do the 2-inch mark all the way across. Flip it onto the other side. 2-inch all the way across. It's okay if your lines kind of overlap a little bit. Mines do that sometimes, but it still comes out pretty good. Now, for this part, we are done with the scoring tool. And you don't need a scoring tool if you don't have one. You can use a ruler. Just draw yourself a nice little faint line, and with the same ruler, just kind of press it up against the paper, against your line, and kind of fold it up, pressing your fingers along the edge, and then you could just finish it off with your hands. So, I was one that I didn't have tools for a very, very long time. So again, we're going to flip this. Tina, you messing with me, Tina. Usually I'm the one messing with you guys. I guess it's payback, huh? So we're going to take this little notch here. Little notch on the other side. Perfect. So here we go. Okay. So now you know more or less how that goes. We're going to go ahead and fold these creases. Score these folds. And you know, paper crafting is something that's more or less completely new to me. I'm actually more, well, I keep saying it, so most of you guys kind of already know. But I'm more of a mixed media person. I love painting, I love drawing. That's really where my passion lies. So here we have the two sides. Exactly the same. So now, to turn this into a flip book, we have this one outer edge here. And we have this one outer edge here. This is where those little notches kind of come in handy. And what we're going to do is glue this notch onto this notch, okay? And then what we're gonna create is more or less of a spine, which also kind of gives you room to add, you know, little embellishments here and there to your projects. So, what I like to use is embellishment glue. It costs me $1 when I go to Dollar Tree and I get this. But I know that Dollar General sells it, and I know that also Family Dollar sells it, but it does not cost $1 when you buy it from them. So when you guys go to your Dollar Tree, I suggest you stock up on this baby, because it's like the best glue that I have found. And it dries and it glues perfectly. Now, granted, this little fine line tip that Deco Art sent me helps out a lot, but it's a really good glue. So what we want to do is just more or less just kind of draw some glue on there. And then we want to go ahead and connect our edges. And for this process, you do kind of have to see what you're doing, so you stay within your folds. And don't worry about making a little bit of a mess here and there, because again, we are going to be covering this bad boy up, so it's not too bad. Okay, where's my little thingy? Okay, so now we have the basis, more or less, of our flip book. And as you can see, we have a nice spine here. You can make this spine as big as you want, I mean as wide as you want. This was at a 1/2 inch score. If you guys do an inch score, then you're going to have more or less an inch worth of a spine, depending on how compact or how big you want your book to be. But this is how I make all my flip books. I started making the flip books out like everybody else was making them, but it didn't work for me because, you know, I like to add things and then those things kind of fall apart. And then taping them on with washi and, you know, all of this crazy stuff, I was just like, you guys are making me work double. So I alleviated my stress by adding this little spine here, and then it just kind of folds perfectly. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and seal off these little things here. So before we do that, we're gonna glue on these little edges here, and it just gives your book more of a clean look. Doesn't need a lot of glue at all. If you want to use double-sided tape for this, you can. Especially if you got that good double-sided tape. My stuff comes from China, so as you guys know, that could be good, that could be bad. It all depends. I will be using double-sided tape for other stuff though. So hey y'all, thank you so much for coming on here and you know, going through this experience with me. I appreciate you guys so much. You get to hear my craziness live, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. Hopefully it's a good thing. So we're gonna go ahead and add some glue on this tab and on this tab here. If you do not want your things together, you can, you know, cut them in the middle if that's something that you wish. What you can do is you fold it and you cut it at a slight angle, and then you'll just have more of a, you know, a different kind of shape to your little pocket, which is fine. You can always cover up that shape once you add your, you know, your paper over it and stuff. For this, I'm just gonna keep it like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a line right here. And I'm going to close that. And I know a lot of you are probably like, why are you not covering it up first? Well, you can do it either way. You can either cover it up first if that's something that you wish to do, or you can cover it up after. Hey, Shaniqua. Hi, little Miss Scrappy. I still haven't gotten your name. I need your name so I can, you know, say hello to you properly. Hello, my darlings. Thank you so much for popping on over to my world. So, we're going to go ahead and add some more glue on this side. Add some glue on this side, and then again just a nice little bead of glue in the center, and then we're going to close this, and voila, you have a flip book ready to make. Nothing too big, nice little size where you can kind of add whatever you want. You can decorate this as you wish. And now moving on forward to the next step. Yeah. Before I get to decorating this, which I know that's something that we want to do, we got to get to that dress form, because that has to dry just a tad bit before I can actually use it. So let's go on over to get that going. Okay. Love the glue. The tip is a pain in the katush. Come on now. All right. Hi there, popping on quick before hubby gets home. Hi, thank you. I appreciate the love. My speaker. I had to plug my thing back on. So, I'm going to leave this option up to you ladies. I have this paper here, and I want to see, I'm thinking, let's see, where are you, little dots? Where are my little dots? That's what I'm looking for. You're in here somewhere, yes. As you can see, my paper pad is gone. Oh my god, I feel so bad right now. Just tearing off the last little pages as if I don't care when I really do. Come on. See, it doesn't even want to come off, you guys. This thing does not want me to use it. It's like, no, we want to stay with you. Come on now. Give it to me, baby. Thank you. So, I have this paper and this paper. What should we make our skirt with? Any ideas? What do you guys think? We have this one with glitter. It's got like little dots. And then we have this one that is just some text. What do you guys think? Which one of the two? Thank you. I had to get myself pretty for you guys. I don't want to look like I've been shoveling rocks in the streets all day. So, what do you guys think? This one or this one? I'm liking the glitter, but I feel like I can manipulate the text better. So I'm not sure. Anyway, let's get this crack-a-lackin', and let me get my little cutting board here. Pink. Okay, I hear you. Pink. So pink it is. So let's go with the pink. Oh, two of them came off. That's what you call love. So, what you want to do, I mean, if you have this, fine. If you don't have this, use a scissor. I'm just going to use this so that my skirt could be somewhat leveled. Don't laugh at my little thing, because what happened is that, yeah, what happened was that I can't find this piece for this no more. So I got one, I think it was for another one, for another cutter. And I just DIY'd it and Mod Podged it and glued it in there, and now I got myself a blade. That's right. It works like a charm. So this is what we want to do. So we got our piece of paper. Where's my card here? We want to make sure, we might have to cut this up a little bit, but maybe not. I might want it to just hang off that card just a little bit. So that might be about the right size here. This is about 3.5 inches. Okay. I won't tell you how long yet, because that all depends on the pleated look. So I don't know how much we're going to use. So you got yourself a baby wipe. Make sure it's nice and moist. And this is more or less what you want to do. You want to moisten up your paper. Okay? Put this over here. You want to get this paper nice and moist. You don't want to over wet it. You don't want to saturate it too much, because it will break on you. But I don't know if you guys can see that the dots are actually starting to kind of come through here. We're going to do this a little bit on the other side. And then now it's more flexible. You can manipulate it a little bit more. So we are going to just kind of pleat this, and there's no real rhyme or reason for how you want to do this. You want your pleats to be a little bit, different. At least for me, I like them all to be a little bit off, a little bit in, because it just gives a more natural look to the skirt. We don't want it to necessarily be wrinkled, but we want it to, have some texture to it. So I'm just crinkling it up just a little bit, so we have more or less a shape like this. Okay. So now that we have our shape, I'm going to go ahead and use a little paper clip and just kind of hold that off to the side. So while that dries, we're going to go ahead and start decorating some of this front here and see more or less where we go with this. Because I had an idea, but I didn't really have anything too planned. I just took out more or less what I thought I was going to need to create this. So let's see what we have left. I want to do this more on girl power, so I'm not gonna go for the T thing, but I do like this. How will this look with that? Blends too much, so I have a different color in that paper. This might go well. Let's see. Even though I love green, green is not for everything. No. So it might be this one. Let's see this paper pad. This one is the French Country Stack, which is another beauty that I cringe every time I use it. Even though I love it so. This might work well. Little pop to that background. Okay, so let's go with this one. What do you guys think? I got my tea. Drinking some chai, my little penguin cup. So we're gonna use this one for now. And this is what I do. Since I'm not good at measuring, and even when I measure, unlike carpenters who measure twice, cut once, like I have to measure 500 times before I cut, and even when I do that, I still cut wrong. So I kind of gave up on that whole idea. So I trace. I'm an artist, so I trace. So this is what I do. I grab my little book, I line it up on my paper, make myself my little line, with my pencil, okay? Then I cut. It's the only way I know how to do it. Let's put you off because we don't need you for now. Then I cut. So I don't know how many of you guys out there are like me, but this is what I does. Make sure this thing is even. The only thing that's wrong with this blade is because it doesn't belong to this this machine, it does get a little wobbly at times. Right? Eureka, we have success. Okay, so I could more or less wrap this like this. This might work. This might work, y'all. This might work. You do the same? Well, it feels good to know I'm not alone in this world. Because, yeah. Sometimes I feel like I got two left thumbs, and I don't know which is which. It's the craziest thing in the world. So what are we doing now? Yes. We're going to trace the other part. So line this up. The good thing is scissors always cut off edges. So if you're off just a smidge, it is quite all right. We're going to score that this way. It's funny how we do things so like the unorthodox way, and some of our stuff come out so nice that even the ones that measure and know their metrics to the T couldn't do what we do. Perfect. So I might as well cut two of these since I'm probably gonna end up filling another page with the same thing. So this is like, I don't know if this is considered like a mini book, but you could also do it the same process. You could do it with the paper, in the other direction to make it like a longer one. That works well too. So here we go. I know I gotta get me a new one of these cutting things, but I like to reduce, reuse, and recycle. because I don't have money to be buying these things all the time, and they're always coming out with something new. So let's see here. I like that. What do you guys think? With the skirt popping off of it, all this glitter. Yeah. So before I go into doing this, I'm going to distress this. Now, I don't know how many, I'm going to seem so ghetto right now. I don't know how many of you guys use these, the cuticle removers, but this is my distress tool. And I just want to distress those edges ever so slightly. Now I can go ahead and give Tim Holtz my money and buy myself one of his tools, but this cost me $1 plus tax. So it doesn't get better than this. So let's see. If you want more distressing, that's not quite enough for you, then go ahead and run your file right through it. One thing about me, I have no problem describing myself as ghetto fabulous, because when you come from nothing, anything that you can create is fabulousness. Oh. So now, since we're working with some pink, I figured, speaking of Tim Holtz, the only reason I have this is because I got a really nice deal on a lot. So, you know, you can't kick a gift horse in the mouth, because that's just rude. So I took it. Now let me get myself a little tool over here. Don't mind my craziness. Why is it that every time you put something in a jar and you're looking for it, it's always in the bottom? Lord help me. Here we go. So this color is Tattered Rose. And we'll see how dark it is. If it's not dark enough, then I'll probably use another pinkish kind of ink that I have there. So this is a dauber. And it's by Deco Art. I know a lot of you guys know I have a lot of Deco Art stuff because they send me supplies. I get to choose from their catalog the stuff that I want to use in my videos, thankfully. The Lord blesses us in many ways, and that was definitely a blessing for me. So I don't know about this thing here. Oh, yeah, it works. But I think I wanted it just a tad bit darker. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens. It's kind of hard to see. I don't know if you guys can really make it out, but I'm just trying to get this a little bit on the darker side. Let's see here. I have this other one. This is by Studio G. And this color is... Where is it? This color is this color, because I don't see the name. So it's like a fuchsia, I want to say. I might be wrong. Let's cover you up because you're too light. You're too light. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So we got some of this going on over here. And I just want to adorn my page a little bit. I love pink. Me too. I love pink. I love green. I'm a girl's girl for the most part. For the most part, I'm a girl's girl. But I kind of like a little bit of everything, you know? You have to be open. So I'm open to all colors as long as they match. I'm a big stickler on things matching. Like, I remember growing up, my mom, man, Talk about flair. This woman would wear like patterns that just didn't go together. It would drive me nuts. But I sometimes thought that she just did it on purpose. We finally got it together though, because I told her, Mom, we can't do this no more. I love you to death, but we can't do this. So what do you guys think? So we distressed it a little bit. We got a little bit of this going on over here, just to get that white off of those edges. What do you guys think? You love free stuff. Well, it's free to an extent, yes, but I do have to create. If I don't create, they don't just keep sending me stuff. I wish it was that easy. But I'm glad that I got it, because to be honest with you, it actually has expanded me a lot more. I'm gonna work on this one later on when I'm getting ready to do it. It has expanded me a lot so far. So far, it's been wonderful, and I love the company. I mean, if it was like I didn't like the company, then I probably would just be like, eh, because sometimes even free stuff is garbage. So, but the company is actually really good. Their products and stuff, they're not bad. And I've tried a lot of different products, let me tell you. I've tried a lot of different products. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add, let me see. I got to get to it, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull something out of my shelf over here. This is like a berry. Will this match? No. That will not match. Let's see. Copper, no. I'm thinking this Mink Pearl. This is a metallic paint by them. I haven't even used it, so this will be new. This will be new to see like how this paints. Let's do a little test. And what I'm planning to do with this is paint my spine so that I don't have to add paper to it. Then I don't affect the fold. Because sometimes when you put paper over these creases and you open and close and that it starts tearing or it just turns to garbage. So let's get ourselves a little paintbrush here. And this one will do. And let's see. Ooh, I like it. Let's see. This might not match too much though. I don't know. Can you guys see the shine? I love using metallic paints. This might not match too much, guys. Let me see what else I have. Oh, this one looks like it'll match. Yep. Found it. Okay, so cute color, but not working for this one. We are going to use some of this coral. It's called Polished Coral by Metallic Luster, and I think it's like that Inca Dinka Gold stuff that people keep talking about. It's kind of like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a baby wipe, a little moist here still, and I'm just going to rub some of the stuff on here and just give this some color. And those of you that have gotten my flip books before, you know that I always put a lot of metallic paints and stuff on it because that's just me. I just love things that shine, things that have glitter. So very easy. I'm not caring too much about the edges, but you know what? I might as well, since I have some of this on here, just get some on some of these edges here. Just to give it that little extra pop, because we might as well. Use up everything that fell out. And just give it just a little shine. Since we're going to be covering up all of this, this doesn't necessarily have to be the neatest process unless you're trying to achieve a certain look. Which right now I just want this on here. So that's fine for me there. I can't wait to see how this all comes out. Now this thing is a little clumpy, you guys, so let's get this together. We just want a little shimmer, just in case a little bit of paper peeks out here and there because we didn't cut it out so evenly. We have something to kind of cover our backs, right? So we're just going to do that to those two. And now we're going to move on to the second part of this, which is gluing these covers up. And didn't want to use my finger, but here we go. Alrighty, so we have that done. Throw this out, paintbrushing the water. Not to glue this on. This is the front part. So this is going to be our front page here, which is where we're going to be using, where we're going to be attaching the skirt to. And this is my little double-sided tape here, which I'm only going to put a little bit in the center, and then I'm going to glue the edges. This is just for extra support. And for those of you that don't know, I buy these, I think it's 10 rolls for like $2 and some change off of eBay, which they're pretty good, but I'm claiming this flip book before Lonnie comes. You know, I was actually thinking about that, making it so that when we do like these live videos, whatever we end up creating, like if it's something like that, that we actually end up giving it away to somebody, and making like a fun game out of it where we like write down a number on a piece of paper at the beginning of our live stream, and then just kind of unrolling it, you know, live obviously, and then whoever guesses that number then takes whatever it is that we created and we send it to them. That way it just creates a little bit more engagement. What do you guys think? So here we go. I know this is the best part about having a tape runner because you don't have to stress yourself out removing these tapes. Let's just add a little bit more glue here because I don't think I got enough. And hopefully everything is still playing well on you guys' end. So here we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to level it. Make sure that it's completely leveled to the edge. Okay. I'm going to open this up and then just kind of run my fingers through the inside. And again, don't worry about what gets a little dirty here and there in your initial process because you're going to cover all of this up with paper. So it really doesn't matter right now. What matters is that everything is leveled. That's the most important thing. That all your creases are good and that everything is leveled because you can always cut off the excess. So here we go. We have our first line of defense over here. Our handy dandy scissors. Just cutting off some of that excess. Adding a little bit of glue here. It did not adhere itself too well. Okay. So you guys more or less got the drift. So between that and that, that's gonna look really pretty. I'm also gonna stamp some. I have this script. It's like a, I don't think it's French because it looks like English, but I have like this script stamp that I'm going to be using to just go along these edges here and bring this whole thing together. Let's work on our skirt. Well, we put this off to the side. And yes, I know, my process and my method is not the most methodical, but isn't this how you guys work at home too? You'll start something and then you'll jump to something else. So here we have our skirt, right? This is more or less the basis of our skirt. So what you want to do, you want to pinch this in the top and kind of squeeze them in together, like so. Just at the top, we're going to cinch these out just a little bit. And I'm also going to be shading the bottoms of these for the most part. So we have more or less a pleated skirt look, and we'll be perfecting this as we get, you know, ready to put it into use. I like using a pencil and just kind of rounding off just a little bit of that pleat in the inside, just to kind of bring them out a little bit. And the paper's still a little moist, nothing too major, so you don't want to overwork this too much while it's still wet. This is why you don't want to use too much water, because you do want to be able to manipulate this to a certain degree. Okay, and I'm gonna get my hot glue gun, and I'm gonna be gluing most of this together. Okay, round off some of those corners on the side. So I guess overall the whole 12-inch is about a good enough strip length to get this going. Thank you. It's the easiest thing. I mean, you saw how quick I pretty much glue, cut. It's like the fastest thing. It takes longer to decorate it than it does to make it. And with all of this, you know, glue this paper onto this paper and all of this other stuff, and add washi here and add double-sided tape there, like, it just takes too long. It takes too long. It takes, for me, it takes almost the whole fun out of it. So since I used some of this on that, I'm just gonna go ahead and just add a little bit of this. So if you guys can see, we just want to get some light inking on here. Some light inking. So now at least our skirt has a little bit of a shade to it, right? Okay. And we're going to keep that off to the side for now because it's still a little moist and I don't want to overhandle it too much and then it just starts cracking on us. But you guys get more or less the drift on that, but we will return to that. So what I'm going to do next is the following. I kind of did this before I started, but I'm going to show you what I used. I used this Tim Holtz stamp, which has the dress form. And this is more or less, I'm not using the dress form for the dress form's sake. What I'm going to try to do is more or less put the skirt so that it kind of forms just where to cinch it at properly so that I get the nice, you know, fanned out effect based on this. So I'm going to cut one of these out, but I'm going to make the top portion for this. All of this stuff is going to get covered out. So I'm using it as a dress form, which is what it is in life. And this is how I made the other one that I made. Who was it that received that flip book? I think it was Crystal Lumpkin, I think was the one that received it. You guys might see a video of that on her channel. But I used that, and I used Color Box Black to create this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this form out. And then these other little things are just embellishments that I'm going to add to the page. And then this little ruler here thing, this little measurement thing I'm going to color, and we're going to fold it and tuck it. And it's going to come out hopefully really cute. But yeah. So I'm just going to cut this out for right now. And then work on... This doesn't have to be perfect because, again, we're not going to see this by the time this is done. And what I like to do with this actually is cover the whole thing. And anybody can draw this shape. This is a very simple shape. So if you don't have the stamp set, don't fret, my pet. You can make this shape. It's very, very easy. And I'm not going to add a head to this. I'm going to leave the top of the dress form as it is. And I'm just going to work off of what I got here so far. So, let's see. Let's cut this. And I'm not too worried about this because if this gets messed up, I could always draw it on or cut it out or what have you. So, we need a top for this dress. So... What do we have as the front? We have this with some text in it. What do you guys think to use the text paper for the shirt part? You know, the top part, the blouse part. I'm thinking that might look cute. Let's try it and see what, you know, how it looks, and then we'll take it from there. So we're gonna cut it out, and all I'm gonna do is cut out a little bit of this like this, because this should be more than enough for this here. Put this to the side, and I might make some sleeves. I'm all over the place. I don't know. I have these little pieces of napkin here, and I'm just wondering if I can make the sleeves or make it like a long sleeve top by just kind of gluing some of these in there. But we'll see what happens. I might be getting ahead of myself here. So I'm gonna do this, and then I cut the. Don't you just hate when you move your hand? We're gonna do this. So we kind of got this kind of rough, kind of simple little shape here, and you do want to try to catch some of the form of the wire in the bottom, or at least make the shirt not so short. Say that 3 times fast, so that you can actually, you know, make what looks like a more uniform dress. So we have this here. Voila. So let's see how we're doing here. And we're gonna be able to fan this out once we hot glue the top, because then we'll be able to open it up like so. We'll have our little top, you know. What do you guys think? I think that that's gonna look cute. We'll see. We'll see as we go. Let's add a little bit of this pink in here just to bring the whole thing together. And I do have some trim that I'm going to add to this as well, just a little bit of trim, just to kind of bring the whole thing together and hopefully bring this whole thing. Do you have the dress form for dies? No, I don't. I do not. I've had this stamp for like ages, but I don't have the dress form for dies. That would be a good thing to have. Now that I think about it, especially making these types of things, that would be a really good thing to have. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect my glue gun so that I can get this part going. And get this glue drying. Heating up. Put my little thing here. This heating up. Get that going. In the meanwhile, let me go ahead and cut out some of these circles while that dries. While that heats up. Why I keep saying dries. Let me cut out some of these circles here, and then I'm gonna color these with metallic paint just to make them pop off of the background. And these are kind of like distressed already. Like their appearance is kind of like distressed already. So I'm not gonna go too far in distressing them further. I'm just gonna paint them and see how that comes out. So we have the one here. Which one of these two looks better? I'm gonna say this one. And I also have a stamp of a bodice that I'm looking to turn into a pocket for the flip book, but I gotta see how big. The stamp is pretty large. I gotta see how big it is as far as fitting into. Come on, cut right, Carmen. As far as fitting into the flip book itself. So my thoughts is to kind of do this like this and stick this in somewhere behind. Maybe I can make this smaller or make this like a bow. Maybe like a bow. That might work. Let's flip this, cut these ends. So maybe like a bow. What do you guys think? Maybe like a little bow. No, that's too tacky. But stick it in somewhere. We'll figure that out. I'm going to put this to the side and put this to the side while that's drying because I can't use those as yet. And we're going to go ahead and paint these. And I'm going to use some gold, some Love Gold. And we're going to use, I think we're just going to keep it with the golds for now. I don't want too many colors clashing all over the place. We're going to just put back there. So I want to use the same brush. Okay, and let's just go ahead. This is cardstock? Oh no, can't do this on the cardstock. Shoot, we need some regular paper. Do it on some regular paper. Now we don't want to glue this on, paint this on so thick that we cover up the lettering, so we want to be able to still see what this is underneath it all. And I guess this is also what I like about their paints, because it can be as sheer or as dark as you want it to be. So it actually works out, you know, you can customize it to whatever your need is. But what do you guys think about this? It's gonna be on there somewhere. And it dries really quick too. So what do you guys think? Shiny. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm so into what I'm doing. I'm like looking up, but I'm not looking up as often. It takes me 3 days. It may take me 3 days. You embellish my projects. Comments here, no, I don't have the dress form. Cute idea, yeah, really. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys like, you know, the stuff that I be making, because it does encourage me a lot to go a little bit beyond what I normally would do. I only have a year doing this YouTube thing. I only have a year doing this YouTube thing, so it has not been too long for me. But it's been quite a ride. And I've gotten to know so many wonderful people on here. It's been super amazing. And I'm so happy I decided to do it and build up the courage to actually come on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab one of these markers here. Get this fine too. And I'm just going to edge it up a little bit. Edge it up with the black so that at least it has some contrast. Between everything, so. So now it just stands out just a little bit more. I'm going to do the same to this. Now this little thing here I'm going to distress a little bit. Even though it does have the distress look, I think it'll probably look a little bit better if I just go ahead and rough these edges up just a smidge. So we have that. So where's my little thingy? I'm going to do that with a little edge up. Just a little bit. Okay, so we got these two things roughed up a little bit. Let's see how our glue gun is doing. Almost there. Still a little bit too plasticky for my taste. So this is what I want to do, but before I do this, I want to work on this first. So I want to glue this on first so that I can flatten this out as much as I possibly can. And I might just want to kind of snip out some of these bits, but I don't want to do it just yet. But let's see how this works out first. I'm going to squeeze these tops. So squeeze them, because we need this to work. And we want this to cinch as tight as it possibly can. Give it like that 50s look. With the super cinched waist. We can work on the bottom bottom folds and all the pleating afterwards. We just want to make sure that we can get this on. Because then once we do that, then we can pop these out and make the folds, you know, a little bit better. If we want to, we can start working on all, you know, shaping this a little bit better, so it doesn't look so schoolyard uniform-ish. So here we go with that. So I'm thinking this is about ready. So let's go ahead. So from the back, just kind of in between, just a little bit here, a little bit there, and just hold this thing together. The reason I do this is because I want to make sure that it's the way I want it, and just press this down before I go and attach it, and then have to, you know, take it off and move forward from that. So I'm liking the look of this so far. I can just go ahead and get in here. So I'm pretty much just using my finger to kind of, you know, open it up just a smidge while I'm still holding the top together. But gently, remember you guys, this paper can still be a little bit moist. So you want to go in there, but you don't want to force yourself so far up there that you rip the paper. Even though you can most likely cover it up with some embellishment, but your heart will be broken. So there's no need to, you know, do that to yourself. So gently, just kind of open this out, keeping the tightness in the top more or less the way that it is. So I have some openings here, so just gently kind of closing some of these openings up a little bit. Let's see what else right about here. Just closing some of these openings up. Wherever you feel that you're going to have somewhat of a loose end, you want to just do that real quick to it. So we have this. Now we have our dress form. Okay. And then we have our shirt. So you guys see more or less where I'm going with this. So now we are about done. No take backsies. Here we go. Once it's on, it's on. So we have this, and then we're going to glue this onto this. And then what we're gonna do to cover up these any little edges that pop up, we're gonna add a little embellishment here. Could be lace, it could be anything that you want it to be. So we do that way. So very thinly. We don't want it to be too crazy. So we gotta do this quick because you know how this glue is. And voila. And then as you go and you glue it onto your flip book, then you have way more, you know, you can mess with this a little bit more, open these pleats out a little bit more, and as it dries it'll become really stiff, and then your form will stay, you know, the way that it is. So What do you guys think? So far, so good? So let's see now, to add some embellishment to this, because we do need it. I know I've left this open. I've done that for a purpose for right now. Because when I add my sleeves, I'm probably going to have my sleeves coming out through here. So I don't know yet how I'm going to work that out. So until I've made up my mind completely, I'm just going to leave it open for right now. And let's see where we go from there. So I want to add some blingage to this. So let's see what I can add to it. What do I have here? Okay. So what do you guys think? Pretty or what? Yeah, baby. So what do you guys think? Should I paint this coral too? Should I put some of that wax, that coral wax on this, or should I leave them white? We're gonna have it looking something like this, and the dress form. You can either have it propped up more, which we can do that, and put it kind of up like this. And then we'll have this kind of going off on the side here. We're gonna add some flowers to that too. And hopefully I could get all of this in the amount of time that I have to do this. So I'm thinking, yeah, that I'm gonna go ahead and just wax this. Thank you. Yeah, I love doing this kind of stuff. I never thought it was gonna be a passion of mine until I actually did it. Now that I did it, I don't know how to stop, man. It's addicting. Oh my God. The good thing about this wax, it goes on anything. And once it goes on, you're good to go. And I'm probably wasting more than I'm using here, but just need a little bit. Just to give it a little bit of shine. And it dries on per minute, so it won't stain your fingers after it's all dry. Pretty, pretty. Yes. And I left my glue bottle open, which is a big no-no when you have a fine line tip, because it'll bend the nib as it goes in. Where are you? My God, I'm going mad here now. Okay, well, I don't find it. So this is more or less what I want to do. And I want to put this like this. So four should do the trick. So let's glue this hot baby on. Let's see where we go from here. Get this down. This is my love and hate relationship with hot glue. Do you guys go through this? You could have this thing simmering for hours. Put it on, and in 2 seconds, it's like you have to be Speedy Gonzalez to catch this thing. Yes, it is. It's all deco art paint. Anything that you guys see me painting with, for the most part, is deco art. My stencils are all deco art. If ever you guys catch like my art journaling or things like that, it's all deco art. Even my handmade cards that I make them with that. Just adding a little bit of glue there that we needed. I don't know, it feels like it's missing something with you guys. What do you think? Feels like I'm missing something here. I'm not sure what, but let's see. Can I use this? No. Can I use this? Add another layer to that? That would look cute, but nah. I don't want people to get the wrong idea when they see those things popping off her chest. So, let's see. So I think we got this part mostly done. Still got the shirt, the sleeves to work on. Which again, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do so far with this. Where is the stuff I just painted? Okay. So we're gonna have that there. Maybe this little piece right there. And maybe I'll add a few other little things here and there, but for the most part, what do you guys think so far of that? Cute or not? I think I should paint the other side of this. I don't like that white popping out of it like that. But I'm thinking something like that. And then we'll see what else for right now. Maybe I could just use washi. Let's see, do I have enough washi? Let's get this glue gun off of here. Is this wide enough? I don't even know. But I just need it for the outside, the inside. Let's see here. I don't even know if this washi tape is sticking, y'all. I just need it because I don't want the outside to pop. I don't want it to show like that. So I'm hoping. Nope, this is not gonna work. Because in 3 days, this washi tape is gonna be in the floor. Really cute though. Oh Lord, decisions. What do I have here that I can use? I got this one. That's just too much pink. No. Okay, let's try to figure this out. Let's see. I do not give up easy. And I know I'm running out of time over here. Well, not running out of time, but the clocks are ticking. And I know you ladies got other things to do. And I still haven't even finished the rest of the flip book. Ah, that's so crazy. This is so bad. I should have done like 2 live videos. One for the making dress forms and then one for making the flip books. Oh my god. So bad. Once I glue this on though, I'm going to go through the rest of the flip book part of it. Right now I'm just adding double-sided tape. Where's the rest of it? Don't tell me this thing finished. I know it didn't finish because I got this whole roll here. This is like blooper city over here. Okay, so we got that. Come on, where's the rest of this? This tape is literally stuck on the roll. This is what happens. This is why you shouldn't advertise. Okay. So we got that. Really? Well, that's cool. I could definitely do a video doing that. Oh my god. I love that. That is like my thing. Ever since I was little, I was one of those kids that was always drawing and always doodling. And sticking paper on everything and gluing stuff to everything. And I guess from there that this kind of evolved, because between doing the mixed media and then kind of getting into this whole, you know, making cards and stuff, it was kind of natural. It was kind of natural, I guess. I would love to do a live video doing mixed media. There's so many things that you can use. It's like the simplest thing. And there's really no requirement as far as skill level, because as long as it matters to you, that's all that really matters. Okay, I ran out of tape, you guys. So what I'm gonna do? What am I gonna do? Not out of tape while you're out of this tape. This is a sample. I think Shaniqua gave this sample to me, if I'm not mistaken. She gave this to me a while ago. So should I cut this? I think I'm gonna have to cut this. Doodle. I hate edges. So I'm just cutting off some of these edges here. And then going moving forward with the rest of the stuff. So I'm thinking at this time that I'm gonna have to, let me see, because it's gonna go in like this. So, well, maybe no. Maybe I can just stick these two sides together and just leave it so that side pops out. So that's what I did. I kind of just stuck these two sides together since they had tape and just kind of left these a little open. So at least it gives it that dimensional look without me having to sacrifice the tape, you know, the actual stamped out tape. So let's go ahead and glue this in. So we want to have this about here, right about there. So what I'm gonna do is, and I'm not really a hot glue person, to be honest with you. I like to use regular glue more, because hot glue is just messy. For me, it feels so messy. And then if you mess up, chances are you're gonna destroy whatever it is that you done made. Put this over here. Right about there. Okay, so we have that there. And I don't want to over glue this too much, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue there, because I still want there to be some kind of fluidity, if that makes any sense, in the piece. So this is what we have so far. And we got this here. And we're going to add some little flowers and stuff to this. And then we're going to move on to the other pages. I'm going to use the same front to the back. I just have to shade that out. And then we're going to go into decorating these on the inside. But before I move on to that, I'm going to get some flowers out. See what flowers I have that'll go good with this. So I'm going to put this to the side for 2 seconds and pull out my little box. I found this box at a thrifty store. I paid $1 for it. I was like, what? It was full of like those loom bands, you know, those little rubber bands that they use to like make those rubber band bracelets. So this is like my stash, my prize collection. So I'm just gonna see what I can do and how I can kind of what I can add here and there to this. Oh, these are little pretty pink ones. So we can add something like that right there. Oh, that looks nice. What do you guys think with a little pink flower right there? Let's see. I love butterflies. Some white nude. Got these little teeny white ones that I can. No, I think that little one is cute there. I'm not really getting the vibe of any of these other ones. And I don't know about you guys, but I have to feel it out. It's got to feel right to me. It's not just so much about the look. It's got to actually feel right to me. Ooh. Yeah, baby. Okay. I know you liked it, but get off. Stick that there. What about this one, you guys? This white one? That looks nice. I almost don't want to add sleeves to this. What do you guys think? Should I add sleeves or should I just add this rose and call it a day for this? What do you guys think? this one or this one. This little pink one right here. Too much like excess? I'm kind of torn now. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Kind of matches the background. Okay. Choice number 3. What do you guys think? This one? The little pink one? One, two. 1, 2. One it is. See, it's like we're making it together. This is awesome. So let's put this stuff away. I'm telling you right now, if God forbid I was to have to run out of this house, this would be one of the first things I grab. The next thing I grab will be my little cuddle bug, because I waited a whole year to be able to get that. That'll be the second thing that I catch and I run out of here, you know, besides the family and everything else. I might take a few paintbrushes here and there, but... So this already has a dimensional on it, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to this and just kind of stick that in there and ruffle it up a little bit. Oh, come on, glue. Don't do this to me. And let's just kind of add that in there. And open you up a little bit. I'm loving how this is coming out, guys. This is looking really, really cute. And do I want to add some buttons to here? I don't know. Because it's cute and all, but it still feels a little plain. You know what? I could add some more decoration to that in a little bit. Let's move on to the next part of this. I'm going to shut off my glue gun for now because I don't need it. And I'm going to move on to the next part of this, which is adding this page to the back. So same deal, I'm gonna distress it, ink it, glue it. That should be like a crafter's theme song. Distress it, ink it, glue it. Yeah, distress it, ink it, glue it. Most of these I actually like to round off the corners, but I'm having an issue with my corner rounder, so I couldn't get into that. It was too painful to watch. I even tried using aluminum foil on that thing, trying to get it to like get sharp again for me, and it was not playing. So I think I'm gonna have to replace it. Something's gotta give. You would think that they will sell something to, you know, give those things some type of maintenance. Oh, wait. I'm skipping. I need to ink it. Where's my thing? I have a mess and a half going on over here already. And this is not an actual dauber. This is more like for stencils. But I try to find more than one use for everything that I have. Otherwise, there's almost like no point in having it. If I gotta buy a freaking tool every time that I gotta do something, I'll go crazy. Plus, my kids probably wouldn't end up eating if that was the case. So I gotta make sure that anything that I get can be used to fix things around the house. I gotta like be able to do it all with it. It's gotta be a MacGyver tool. All the way through and through. So here we go. This is nicely in distressed and inked up. And then we just have to pick out the paper from the inside, which I think for this one I'm gonna keep it a little bit on the simpler side and since it is my first one, I don't want to keep you guys on here too long. I know you have other fabulous people to watch, but I so appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with me for a little while. It's been awesome. I hope this bottle works. Yay. I got a little too excited there. Come on. I have my kids away for the next couple days, so that's more or less why I took the chance and came on here. So I can't promise you guys too many of these lives, but I will try to come on here every now and again when I can, when I am able. So let's just get this positioned properly. I hope you guys can hear me okay. And here we go. Voila. And what I said about measuring and cutting. You see how I left these edges? No matter what I do, I just gave up. I'm no longer hard on myself because it's not even about living and learning anymore. It's about no matter what you do, it's still going to happen. It's either going to be short in the top, short in the bottom, or short in the sides. When all else fails, embellish. Yes, my lovelies. This has been awesome. And it's also encouraging. So here we go. I'm going to cut this off on the edge because I don't need all that. And, oops, still got some washi on my scissors. Don't want that getting glued in there. So we have this. All right. Some of those white edges. And we are good to go. And I'm gonna add probably some sequins just here and there in the front just to kind of finish off the look of that. But I think it came out pretty cute so far. And then we have these. So now to work on these, we get some paper and show you guys more or less what I'm talking about as far as the other stuff. So as much as it pains me to do it, I know that every paper pad comes to an end. So I figured might as well you know, use it with you guys and let it go off on a happy note. You know, they glue this paper on and they don't want you to use it. Jesus. We got it. We got it. I guess we can use some of that green on the inside. What do you guys think? Let's see what our options are over here. We have, that's the embellishments. This would be cute for a page, right? For one of the inside pages. Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm going to use this page here because the dress is lovely and it's pink and it just encompasses everything. So we're gonna use this paper, and we have two, four, six spaces that we need to cover. So the inside space, I think, is where I'm gonna use the corset, and then this paper I'm not gonna use this paper if I'm gonna use that paper. So that's just too much. So I'm gonna use this paper, which I think is a lot prettier, for the inside pages, the two inner inside pages. And then I'm thinking the green to just give it a little bit of a color. What glue are you using? The glue that I'm using is from the dollar store. It's by Alloy or something like that. It's a embellishment glue, and it comes in these little tubes. I wish I had the tube to show you guys, but oh, actually I do. Oh, you're in luck. It's this right here, Crafter Square, a liquid adhesive, and it says, oh, that's in French, and it's a 1.2 fluid ounce bottle. But let me tell you something. This thing, it's a gem. It glues super fast. It glues all kinds of plastics, all kinds of everything. I mean, you can't go wrong with this glue. And for the price, I've walked from store to store just to get that glue. Just to get that glue. I love it. And then what I do is I just transfer it into my little fine tip bottle. I cut it open and then just you know, put the rest of it in there. So let's see. I haven't used this green. Well, I got some green polka dots. What about the green polka dots? Right? Because we can embellish with some of the pink accents. So let's use this green. Let's use this green right here. And get some of these squares cut up so that we can just use up whatever little scraps we have to decorate everything else with. And then we shall be done with this project. So we have this. Let me put this glue back. Oh, so I'm gonna use these two, and then we have our pink just to kind of go with the theme. This is regular. This doesn't have any glitter. So we're going to use that on the inside pages, and then whatever scraps we have left over, then we'll use there. I still have to glue this little piece here that didn't seem to go on there too well. So let's just glue that in now. And then, yeah, we'll be calling this a day, ladies. We're almost done. I really do like how that came out. I like making those little dress forms, especially because you can, like, all your scraps that you have left over, can you just imagine? You can make a whole little field of dresses. Beautiful. So let me go again and trace this. Yes, I know. I'm so kindergarten, but it's okay. It's okay. We live and we learn. Because I can get, out of one of these, I can get two, and then I can get my little pocket things. On another flip book that I hope to make sometime in the future, I'm going to be showing you guys how I do the ones that have like the pockets, like the actual envelope style pockets, and also the ones that have the flip lids that I make. If you guys go on to my channel, when you see my videos, if you go further down the line, a couple months back, you'll see that I started making like all of these crazy flip books. I was like going flip book crazy, and I make them in so many different styles. It's like there's just so many ways that you can make them. Imagination is endless. So I have so many different ways of doing these things. Like there's just so many things that you can add to them. All these different type pockets and little compartments here and compartments there. So we have that. No, thank you for stopping by. I so appreciate it. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much for stopping by and participating in my little activity here. And since all the pages are the same, I'm pretty much just going to use the same template. I got to get a new one. Like I said, Blooper City. Blooper City. See, this was perfect for like a little, the inside of the pocket. You get these little pieces like this. Yeah, right over here. Covers that pocket perfectly. It's almost made to cut. So I already have one of those little strips down. This one doesn't fit, but it's green, so maybe I can do it this way. But I only want 2 of those. So I'm going to use 2 of these, and then I'm going to use 2 of these. So, just, what are the words? The words go this way. And for those of you that are good at math, the measurements on this thing is 5 inches across by, is that the right one? Yeah. 5 inches across by 6 1/2 and 2 lines, if that makes any sense. And that's more or less the dimensions of what your flip book is, you know, page to page. So here we are. Did I do this right? Yep. Here we have the button. So here we have our 2 insides, which, to be honest with you, these are going to be a little longer than what I need, because I do have the pocket element there, which those cannot be tucked in into that element. This is when, if you don't want to have to cut off any extra, then you can glue these on before you actually close over, you know, your pocket elements. So we have these 4, okay, and here we have another little strip. That little strip doesn't really help me because the words are off on the side. And same deal, I'm just going to distress these, but I'm going to distress these more or less 2 at a time. Where's my thingy? Here it is. So that I can save on time. Yeah, I have to try that whole rosette thing too. I've done rosettes. They're actually quite fun to do. What I need to get me is some of those little sticks, those little straws that you guys are using. I don't have those. Usually what I do is like I take paintbrushes that I can't use no more, and I take those heads off, and I'll use that. Or I'll take like coffee stirrers, like those wooden coffee stirrers. Those are good to use too. Sorry about the noise, ladies. So my edges are distressed. Now I'm going to ink this, and I'm going to ink this, and then we're going to go on to the next steps. And my idea is, I think I'm going to alter these. We still have the two outer side compartments to do. But again, I'm thinking I'm going to use the corset stamp that I have, which is a pretty large stamp, to create that front pocket, kind of secret pocket in the front. But I hope I get to that. Because we are running a little bit into the time now. It's like when you do this at home on your own, you don't realize how long it takes you to actually get these things done. These projects, they do take time. No matter how much you try to rush, they do take time. So that's one. I'm just kind of going into everything with the pink, just so that the theme kind of stays together. The noise from scratching off at this paper, because I was doing it with the file end, so I was just kind of scraping along, and there's glitter all over the edges of this paper, so it was sounding like I was rubbing against rocks. You know what? Let's just do it this way. Get that darker tone. Those. As far as these though, I cannot necessarily use pink on green, can I? Eek. So can't use that one. This does not match. This is blue. What else do I have in my little box over here? Vintage photo. Let's see. Okay, vintage photo it is. Just about making these edges pop. Just want to have some kind of contrast. If you want to get fancy, you're more than welcome to. And this is vintage photo, if I didn't say that. Tim Holtz. I've tried to get rid of these ink pads twice through these stashes, but I had no success because I got a lot of doubles, so I was trying to sell off a lot of the ones that I had, because I don't use these stamps that often. This is a once in a blue moon. So we have these done. Now the fun begins. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So, this is what we're going to do. And we can always cut off, because we're going to have extra. See? We're going to have a lot extra here. So you just pretty much want to put it right up to where the pocket is actually at. You can see that, okay, where the pocket is actually at. And we're going to do that for each one of these. So I'm thinking I'm going to go something like this on the inside, okay, and then I'll just cut off whatever's left over and ink the white edges that are behind. I'm not a person that likes to measure too much because I'm not good at measuring. So with me, you guys are pretty much gonna get the raw uncut version. And for this part, do I want to glue? I don't know. I'm thinking I might not want to glue. I think I'm gonna add just a little bit of glue, but more or less I'm going to double side all the edges. This makes it a little bit easier. So we're gonna double side all these edges. Okay. And then anything that pops out where it shouldn't pop out, all we're gonna do is cut it off. Okay, so we did that. I'm not too worried about this right here because I'm gonna add a bead of glue there anyway. But I'm gonna take these off. Okay, if it'll let me. Where's my little thingamabob? Yeah, this is another useful tool. This is another useful way of using this. Pops off that tip quick. So now, just gonna add, if this thing will let me, something is wrong with my glue bottle. Something is clogging it up on the inside. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this. And that's all that'll do right there. And then pop this over on this edge here. Make sure it lines up well, but it's not covering. Fold it, make sure that your lines are good. Press it down, and voila. You are done. Then cut off your excess. Hold up the, okay. Get out my thumb. Here we go. Okay, doll. No problemo. I'll be here. So we pretty much got this page done. If you need to go back in with your ink, then just go back in with your ink. If you don't want this problem and you're good at measurements, by all means, measure, then cut. So that's one. We're going to do the same for the others. Do the same for the others. So 2, 3, and 2. And I might not go into too deep of an embellishment process with these pages. I'll leave that to do probably on another one. I just wanted to get this part of the process done with you guys, you know, the actual covering of the insides and stuff. But I think that what I'll do is that the next time I come, I'll come with my base already made so that I save time that way. I'll have the flip book already constructed, and then I'll just go into actually how I decorate it and how I add the extra elements, like the I'll focus more on the envelope style of it, and the different styles of pockets that you guys can make, and the different ways of closing pages, and the flip elements, because there's many ways that you can create the actual flipping compartments, the little elements, all the little embellishments. There's many ways that you can close them, keep them from flipping open all the time or flipping all over the place, and just there's a lot of different ways that you can do these things. I've been playing with flip books for quite some time now, so I think I got the gist of it, if you will. See, this is going to be a little tricky right here. So again, want to make sure that it is perfectly in line. So hold this side open, hold this side up so that you know where your edges are. Make sure that that is there. That is there. And we have this. And I was going to add sleeves to it, but I think with the flower and stuff, it looks pretty good. What I am going to do though, I am going to fix up, because I still have to close this. That's why I didn't cut this. I'm going to cut this little edge off right there in the top that you guys can see. I'm going to cut that off and I'm going to glue this in. And maybe I'll add something behind it. I'm not sure yet. But it probably, I probably won't be doing that right now. There we go. And then what I like to do with these things here, I like to paint them. So usually what I'll do is I'll paint the whole thing the same color as I do the spine so that they're uniform, which I should have done that before I put that paper down, but it's gonna be a little too late for me now to do it. We have one more, and then we have one more, and then the outside pages, and we are finito. Again, tape out. And this is not even something I'm making for anybody. This is just, I'm like, I want to go live today. My kids are not here. Well, my daughters are not here. Let me see, what can I do that won't take me forever? But I think what took me time today was the dress form. The pleating, the letting it dry, between letting it dry and all of that, that kind of took up a little bit of my time. I hope to be able to bring you guys more, I guess, productive videos, because I know nobody wants to sit idle, if you will. As entertaining as the process can be, nobody really wants to sit idle for, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, watching somebody create something. Even though the company is great. Hi, Lisa. Even though the company is great, I want to be able to bring you guys more compact versions, if you will, of the stuff, that I'm going to be creating here with you guys. So here we go. So again, line it up with your edge, okay, so that you don't go over. You line it up with your edge like so. Make sure that your pocket is accessible still. See, it's sticking on the side there. Okay. Was it not for me, Carmen? If you want it, I'll give it to you. I don't have a problem. I wouldn't mind you having something that I made. I love giving away the things that I create. Who would understand me better than you guys when it comes to this? You guys have the same passion. My little scissor. Because what happened is that I went into this little nook here, which I wasn't supposed to go into. So I kind of had to fix that some way, somehow. So far, this is what we have. And we got one more to do here. And then we'll be done with this part of it. And then we just have to do these little strips down here. Yes, Lisa, how are you feeling, doll? How are you recovering? Okay, let's get that there. So we have this in place. Again, you want to make sure that you fold it, you hold it at the right angle. Your pocket is accessible. And we are good to go. Cool beans. This side here. The outer sides are always going to be easier to cut than the inner sides because of the folds, so just keep that in mind when you are making these things. But so far so good. Then we can add anything or just tie a ribbon around it or however you want to do this. But we have all these little leftover pieces here, and what I'm going to try to do is obviously use these up because why throw them away. So we have 4 of them, and hopefully these will be big enough that I can use these here. Perfect. Come on, you guys, this is awesome. And you know what I'm gonna do? I have this little rounding tool here, so I'm gonna go ahead, since these are gonna overlap just a smidge, I'm gonna round these corners. Yup, that's right. I'm gonna round these corners right here. And let's stick this first one. Let's close this. Line this up with your bottom. Your excess. And it is quite alright. On to the next one. Same deal. We are going to round off these little corners here. Just a smidge. This is just the slightest little amount. Just rounds it off, just the slightest little amount. Nothing too major. And we're gonna do this here. Thank you. And let's see, let's glue this side first. So we have this, make sure this is perfectly in line. We have this side, and then you have to glue this side. Make sure you're good there. And this is gonna be a little tricky, guys, because remember we have the dress form here, so when it comes to folding it over, you can't fold it perfectly flat. So I'm gonna have to do some MacGyver over here and get this going, get this cut off properly. So I have the slightest little edge there, see if I can do this. Yay, success. And remember, ladies, whatever you mess up, just put a diamond on it and you're good to go. Nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever be the wiser. When all else fails, bling it out. And we have the last one, and we have one more, and we're good to go. We're doing pretty good, ladies. What do you think? Not too shabby, not too shabby. Not too shabby. We are almost done. Same deal. Fold this over as much as you can because you don't want to damage. This is just the stuff I go through because I don't measure. But for those of you that do measure and consider it more or less a law, then you won't have this problem. You won't have this problem. I do because I'm hard-headed. And we have the last one. Just my darlings, we are almost done. Oh my God. I survived the live stream. I can't believe it. And we have this one here. So my idea, my goal is to eventually get to a point where I have more. You can kind of consider me like your HBO, okay? You know what programs I have, you know when I have them going, and if you feel like fantasy night, then you put this. If you feel like an action flick, then you put that. But more or less, I would like to get an array of different types of videos going. Different selections, different things. I do a little bit of everything. The only thing I haven't done yet is getting into like making like chunky charms and jewelry stuff like that. I only dabble with that privately, if you will. Not confident enough to go and say, oh, look what I could do. Not there yet, but I'm gonna paint this because it drives me crazy to see it black. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint that real quick. And what I'm gonna do is grab my metallic luster and coral. I'm gonna get a little bit of water, my brush, add some water in here, and ever so gently, take the wheel, ever so gently, just kind of go on here, because I should have done this first. I was so excited about making the dress and showing you guys how I make them. I forgot, you know, what my steps are naturally. Because the first thing I will do is actually paint these spines and stuff like that, especially because I know that I'm going to be covering them up with paper. So I will paint these spines first with my paints. Almost everything that I make, there's some level of painting in it. Lisa knows, she's gotten some of my stuff before. I like to add just that special little detail that says, yeah, Carmen made this. So I'm sure most of you do. So that's pretty much it. So pretty. Did I just get some on the paper? I'm gonna like go crazy. Where's my baby wipe? Hurry up before this thing dries. You know what? Bling it. That's what I'm gonna do. Something will be there by the time I'm done. Always rinse off your brushes, ladies, because they get hard and then you can't use them. I'm sure a lot of you have learned that the hard way, because I know I did. So, where are we? Let's see, this little piece of, got a little corner here. And you'll know when you have excess paper because you won't be able to close your flip book. That's for sure. Don't worry, because the video will be up, so you'll be able to catch up. You'll be able to catch it. Don't you worry about that. So I think these things automatically go on your channel once they're done. I'm not sure how that works out, but this is my first time doing the live. But I will show you what it came out like so you can see it. Hi, Tammy. Girl, you so late to the party. It's not even funny. I'm about done. I made a flip book. And I made this little dress form out of paper that I have to fix up a little bit. But more or less, I made this little dress form out of paper. And now I'm about to fix this here because I don't like it. Take that whole little black thing off. I'm gonna glue these things down, and I was gonna make sleeves for this dress, but it did not work out that way today. So most likely on another one I'll get a little bit more mixed media on you guys and you'll be able to see that. So right now I'm just sticking the bottom base down, making sure that's good to go, and then I'm gonna go ahead and stick this part down too, so that it keeps some of that 3D shape. I'm just going to hold this down a minute. So I'm not going to go too much into the embellishments. I think I've taken up a lot of you guys' time as it is already. I want to thank you guys so much for coming by and checking me out. On the next one that I do, I don't know when, but on the next one that I do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the flip book already made, the base of the flip book made in the same style that I did this. So if you guys want to follow me along on that video, then all you have to do is make your flip book first, and then we'll pick up from the embellishment, from covering it, adorning it, embellishing it, and moving forward on that level. But right now I'm just going to add this pages here, and then we're going to call this part a day. So thank you so much for all of you that have come in and checked me out. I know you guys want to see what I'm talking about as far as making this corset. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this out and show you guys what the corset is, and then I'm gonna cut this out, and this corset is gonna become a pocket in the front, you know, on the two inside flaps. So this is my little handy dandy stamping tool that I made from a picture frame. Okay, but maybe I should. Yeah, let's try it and see if it'll stick to the glass. You know what? Those that don't do fail. So if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out like a champ. Huh? Voila! Miracles. So I'm gonna ink this thing up. It's a pain in the katush to ink up, especially these huge. But this flip book is more or less dedicated to the woman, if you will. And I'm gonna go ahead and press this down. And I'm gonna ink this up again because we do have some areas that did not take the ink too well. And this is what's cool about something like this, that you can just go over and over and over the image as many times as you need it, and it always works. Girl, when I put this video up, once I'm no longer live, it's gonna be one of the very first things that I do when I start making this flip book. It's not gonna be the first thing that I make, but it is gonna be one of the first things that I make on here. It's very simple. A little paper, a little water, a little manpower. You're good to go. Come on, this little one piece right here. On this side. Alrighty, ladies. So let me put this down here. So I could at least go absorbing some of that ink. Put this off to the side. So this is the corset. And I'm gonna color this in with some of the metallic paints. No necessarily random order. I should probably paint those first. And then I'm gonna use this as a pocket. So I'm gonna attach this to the inside here so you can add your little note inside if you want to. And we'll be good to go. And I think I'm gonna use some of this mink paint that I have here. Let me close my ink pad. God knows how expensive these things are. And I'm gonna add my paint right on my paper here. I'm gonna add that color. I'm gonna add a little bit of this berry. This is a berry. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's just berry bay. Just a little bit of this here. So we're gonna have that little combo going. And maybe a little bit of this gold. And more or less what we are going to do is just add, looking for a brush here. We're just gonna add different colors all over the place. So it's not, I'm not gonna be designing this in any, I'm not gonna be filling in these little flowers and stuff like that because it's not that kind of party. Hopefully we'll have something similar to that. So all I want to do for right now is just kind of randomly just kind of add some of this paint in different areas. Because again, it's not about that so much as it is about the, I want the pattern in the back to kind of show still. So I want to have the pattern kind of sticking out a little bit. So for right now, I'm just going to add these paints kind of randomly, if you will. And then just embellish with a little bit of color here and a little bit of color there. It looks a little crazy right now. But as we get more towards the center, and then I go over some of these lines, it'll make a lot more sense to you guys. I don't want that so dark there. Just adding a little bit of the baby white just because I don't want it so dark. Like I said, I do want some of the pattern to show through. I want some of the paint on it, but I don't want it to be that that dark. Okay, so I think that's about it for this. Alrighty, So what I'm gonna do is, now that I painted this, I'm gonna let it kind of dry on somewhat of an angle. So I'm probably gonna put like these 2 bottles under it so that it can kind of dry, kind of curved. If that makes any sense to you guys. You probably won't be able to see this here now, but I'll definitely come back and do a review of how the book actually comes out all the way finished through and through. I'm gonna go ahead and finish decorating this probably tomorrow morning, and thank you guys so much for being here with me tonight, being in my first time actually doing this whole live thing. It was a great deal of fun, and unfortunately I didn't get to finish the entire project, but I will come back and show you guys what it looks like, you know, during a regular video, and I hope to be able to make this, you know, kind of live thing again in the future. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have an awesome night. But as you guys know, it's Friday, and you gotta dedicate some time to the family every now and then. So with that being said, thank you guys so much, and I will definitely catch you guys in the next one. Bye.